back? When you come back? When you coming back?
Yes, 100%. Yes, I'm sick of people asking me that because yes, like, I don't know. I'm just doing what I can. Honestly, I'm just taking it day by day.
Right.
Like it's hard. It's mentally struggling.
Most athletes think pressure shows up during the game, but sometimes pressure shows up when the game gets taken away. Today's guest, Madison Matthews, is a rising senior and a 3-sport athlete in volleyball, basketball, and tennis. After rupturing her ACL, her seasons were put on pause. Now, the pressure looks different. She has to stay patient, rebuild confidence, trust in her body again. And remember, she is still an athlete even while she cannot compete. Parents, especially sports moms, this episode is about pressure your daughter may be carrying when injury stops the season, but the mental battle keeps going. So, let's get it. Madison, welcome to the Underdawgs Voice Podcast. Baby girl, how you doing?
Good to be here. It's good to be here. Ready to tell my story.
Good. So for everybody that don't know, so for people out there that have been watching my podcast, right? This is the girl I've been telling y'all about, like the dog that I've been telling y'all about. So when y'all be hearing me talking to girls and they be like, well, and I be like, look, I got this one girl. Y'all know the story. But this is her. I had to get her on the show so y'all can see the face of the dog. Like, she embodies what I teach. So let's get into it. So, Madison, before we talk about the injury, right, I want people to know who you are as an athlete. You are a rising senior, and you play volleyball, basketball, and tennis. So when people hear the name Madison Matthews, how do you describe yourself as an athlete?
Well, the word athlete, when somebody thinks of the word athlete, I figure they would. Well, if somebody knew me and they said the word athlete, I feel like I would pop into their head as an athlete. I'm just so big on sportsmanship and calmness, and I feel like that's what's really needed to be an athlete nowadays, because there's some crazy people out there. You just got to keep a level head and you got to keep it calm. And out of all the sports I've played, definitely keeping it calm and having that sportsmanship is definitely going to get you far. That's just a common thing I've seen within all 3 of my sports. So when if somebody would describe me as an athlete, that's how I would describe myself. Just level-headed and big on sportsmanship.
Okay. So what sport did you start playing first?
I started playing tennis when I was about 7 years old. Yeah, tennis was my first sport. Basketball was a close second. Basketball was a close second. Somebody picked me up. I was at a sports camp, and somebody was like, "You're good at basketball," because I was just dribbling around the basketball and trying to shoot. And she scooped me up and she was like, "You should come to one of our practices." So I went to one of their practices, but it was a little intimidating because all the girls was older than me. But that was my beginning into, feeling basketball out. But I didn't do it after that. I was a little too scared. I was a little too scared to join it at the time. But I'm glad I did. I'm glad I tried it. You said why?
I'm glad you tried it too. No, I said I'm glad you tried it too.
Yeah, because I definitely.
I'm very glad you tried it. So what sports feel the most natural to you?
What sports feels the most natural? Well, I'm gonna say this: the easiest sport I play, volleyball. Volleyball definitely comes easy to me, but natural, basketball. Because I don't know, it's just rough. I'm not even that rough of a player, but it just comes out whenever I'm playing. Like that dog. I just got that dog in me every time I play that sport. I feel like I'm playing 100% every time. So basketball, yeah. even though
It shows.
volleyball does come a little easier.
Yeah, it shows. Like, all right, so you said basketball. Volleyball's a little easier. Basketball,
Yeah,
you're real natural at. So do
yeah.
tennis like bring out a challenge in you? Like, what you think you could be better at?
I could peak better at?
Yeah,
That's what you said? What I could peak better at? Hmm.
yeah. What like what? Yeah, what did you compete better at? Is it tennis? Because I know tennis was your first
Compete
sport.
better
Like
at.
you a heck of a tennis player. People think
Hmm.
you're a real good basketball player, but you're like a heck of a tennis player.
Yeah, most people don't even know I play tennis. That's my first sport. I'm a better
Ah,
competitor at
yeah.
I'm gonna say tennis. Tennis. I'm definitely a better competitor. You know, it's more pressure on me because it's just me out there. It's definitely harder, which makes me play harder. But yeah, I definitely be getting in my head some more. But yeah,
How do you deal with that pressure? Because think about it, in basketball, like to me, you seem like you just move on to the next play no matter what happens. So it seems like your pressure response is really quick. Like you really respond to when you miss shots, you don't care. Like when somebody steal the ball from you, you don't care. It's just like next play, next action, next action. But you just said in tennis, um, it's a little bit more pressure because you're the only one out there. Explain that a little.
whew, you know, it's hard because I'm playing on team. Basketball was, well, technically my second team sport, but it did give me the most challenge. You know, when you mess up, everybody can point you out, but like you can keep going, you can move on from that. Like you can really get it back. But with tennis, it's kind of like it's a mental struggle. I know all sports is an 80-20, but tennis feels like a 90-10. You know, it's just you out there. And if you mess up, you mess up. And once you start messing up, it's hard to get back from it. But it's definitely a challenge. And coming from, well, let me say this. I've been playing tennis a lot longer than I've been playing basketball. Even though it's a mental struggle and I do be in my head because I'm good at tennis, but there's a lot of great competition, especially younger than me. Like it's hard. And being only by yourself with people not really in your corner. Well, you have your family and your friends and stuff like that, but there's no really like social interactions with other people and stuff like that. So it's really just you. And I think that's what makes it really hard. That you don't have like that community to build that bond with
Okay.
compared to
All right.
basketball.
So yeah, basketball you got a lot of community, but and like you said, basketball is there's 10 people on the court, right? You make a mistake, like you probably can hide a little bit, but in tennis it's just
Right.
you, and you can't
Yeah,
hide
you gonna
a
remember that.
little bit of
Right.
tennis.
Yeah, you gonna
You're gonna
remember
remember
that
that.
that that old play, and it's just gonna keep building. But it's hard.
So so do you think that made do you think that made you stronger mentally in other sports? Like being like that in tennis, do you think that made you stronger in other sports, like mentally?
Yes, 100%. I feel like if I didn't have that foundation from tennis, I would be looking crazy just like the rest of these girls who be crashing out on the court, throwing tantrums, storming off on the court. Most definitely.
Oh
I think
my
that's one of
god.
my main characteristics. Staying calm on the court.
Yeah, I can attest to that. Like I said, I tell everybody like if it's one person that embodies what I train is you. Like is you. I always tell somebody about a story about when you had stole a ball from the girl, went down the court, and she stole it back from you, and you went out of bounds, rolled up against the wall, hit the wall, and ran her down and got the steal back while your teammates was just looking. And I'm like,
Yeah, I remember that.
yo, she ran that girl back from the yeah, I'm like she ran that girl down from full court, and y'all just you at half court, and the girl just drive right past you. And she on the ground, gets up, roll on the ground, hit the wall, gets up and run the girl down and steal a ball back. It's like that's the pressure response that I look for when I'm with my clients when I'm going to go watch them play. Like That's the type of response I'm looking for. And if they don't have that response, then I gotta, train that response. So it's
Yeah.
good. That's good. That's good. All right. So take me back, even though I already know, my audience don't know. So take me back to the moment when you ruptured your ACL. What happened?
I was playing in a powder puff game. Oh, for those who don't know, that's just like a flag football game before homecoming. So like the week of homecoming is just a flag football game before a girls' flag football game.
Yeah,
And
something I told y'all not to play in.
yeah, there was no reason for me to be playing in that. But I was quarterback, which is even more crazy. I was quarterback, and I was looking for my teammates to be open. Nobody was open. So what I did, I ran down the sideline. I was running down the sideline, and I think I was running too fast for my own good. And somebody was trying to go for my flag. They pushed me, and I kind of stepped out of bounds. Well, they pushed me out of bounds, and I stepped wrong on my ACL leg. And after that, I hyperextended my leg when my foot reached contact to the ground, and I kind of folded over. And that's when I heard that pop in my leg. And get emotional talk about it. But yes, I could walk after that though. It felt like my knee was just buckling. Even though I could stand up, my knee was just buckling. And I knew it was over after that. Because I was sitting there and I was like, I heard the pop, like I heard it and I felt it. So I was like, oh shoot. But yeah, that's basically what happened. Yeah.
So, were you more scared, frustrated, or confused at first?
I was a little confused. I was more calm than I should have been because I knew something was wrong. Again, I was just sitting there thinking about my knee. But yeah, I was definitely confused. I was like, I was nervous. Let me say I was anxious. Because this was still during volleyball season. I was in the middle of my volleyball season. So I was like, oh my goodness, will I be able to play the rest of the season? Or even basketball? That was coming right back. That was coming up. But that experience, it was definitely nerve-wracking. I was just thinking, I hope everything's okay. I hope I can get up from this. Because I think my adrenaline was really up. And so when I got up, I walked over back to the bench and I thought it was okay. But nah, I really couldn't feel my knee.
So when did it really hit you that your seasons was going to be affected?
See, now that's a hard one because I thought it was gonna be. I really thought it hit me when it first happened because I heard a pop. I felt a pop. But then when I got home and started like icing my knee and everything, I was feeling better. Like I could walk normally. Like it was like nothing had happened. Nothing was wrong. So really, after my what's it called? My CT scans. My scans came back, and my MRI scan. My MRIs came back. That's when it really hit me that I have to get surgery, and I'm not gonna be able to play, like at all. Like I just missed out on all the rest of my seasons, my whole year, down the drain. But you know what? It's okay. But that's okay because I got a senior year. I got a whole new year.
Yeah.
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 But it is what it is. But I'm glad.
So parents, here's your first lesson. So when your daughter gets injured, do not assume the only thing she is dealing with is pain. The pressure may look quiet. It may look like frustration. It may look like she's being short with you. It may look like she's sitting in the car and not saying much. It may look like watching her team play and feeling like her role is disappeared. She may be wondering, am I going to be the same? Will I lose my spot? Will I trust my body again? Or do people see me as an athlete? So instead of asking, how do your knee feel? Ask this too. What has been the hardest part of not being able to play? that question gets closer to the pressure because pressure may not be the injury itself. Pressure may be feeling separated from who she was before the injury. So, Matt, did you ever feel like that? Like, um, did you ever feel like I know you tough. I know you tough, right? But and I know this injury is tough. So, did you wonder those things? Did you wonder if you was gonna be able to trust your body again? If you would lose, well, I was coaching, so you wasn't gonna lose your spot. Um, but or do people see you as an athlete anymore? Like, did you ever wonder that in your moments of like being alone sometimes?
Yes, most definitely. I definitely did wonder how it was gonna be when I come back. I wondered in the moment how it was gonna be. It definitely makes me anxious. Like, I have pretty bad anxiety when it comes to this my ACL, and I'm still wondering how I'm gonna be when I come back. But you just gotta take it one day at a time. And I know I'm gonna be back. You know, so
Hmm.
it was definitely nerve wracking, and the pressure's still on. Like, people keep asking me, "How you feeling? When can you play again?" I'm like, I'm just taking it one day at a time. I'm gonna get there.
Hey,
I'm gonna get there, but
all right.
gotta take it one day at a time.
So I had another girl on here, and I'm gonna ask you the same question. Like, did you get tired of that? Did you get tired of people asking you, like, when you coming back, instead of asking you, like, how have you been? How's your mental? You know what I'm saying? Because I know it get tired.
Yeah.
Madison, when you coming back? When you coming back? When you coming back?
Yes, 100%. Yes, I'm sick of people asking me that because yes, like, I don't know. I'm just doing what I can. Honestly, I'm
Right,
just taking it day by day.
right.
Like, it's hard. It's mentally struggling. Some days I feel like I'm improving. Some days I feel like I'm not doing much at all. You know, but the outcome will show. You know, I wish people asked about me mentally. That's what I really want to talk about. But honestly, I'm so sick of that question because I don't know. Because I don't know. You know,
Yeah, that's why when I
recovery is
call you,
different for.
that's yeah. So that's why when I call you out, I I just be like, "How you feeling?" and what the doctor say, like,
Yeah.
making sure that you good
See,
and stuff like that. And take your time,
and I
don't
appreciate
rush.
you.
Like I told you, yeah, like I told you, don't rush coming back. You'll be all right. I need you 100%. I don't need you halfway. So don't rush, right? So good. All
And
right,
I'm not.
so yeah, you should, especially that I'm gone now. Especially that I'm gone now, you shouldn't. Uh, all right, so look, you played 3 sports, so this injury did not just affect one part, of your athletic life. It put volleyball, basketball, tennis all on a pause. So, what kind of pressure did that put on you?
Well, people keep asking me when I'm coming back. It definitely, well, for the future when I do come back, it definitely puts like a weight on me. Because I want to show out. I want to be there for them. People are counting on me, so it's definitely a little nervous. So yeah, it's definitely gonna be a little bit nerve wracking when I come back. First game, everybody gonna be happy that I'm there, but I'm just like, I hope I do good for everybody, cause I'm like a people pleaser, just a little bit, but yeah, I feel like the people, they make me nervous. My family, my friends, yeah, they definitely make me nervous for coming back.
Yeah, I don't think you're a people pleaser. I just think you want to do good I mean, I just think you want to do your best and for your teammates and for yourself.
Well,
I
yeah,
don't think yeah, I don't think that's people pleasing. I just think that's an athlete. That's a competitor. That's what I think it is. Um, especially in sports. Um, so which season was the hardest to miss?
the hardest to miss.
Yeah, which season was the hard? Was it basketball season, volleyball season, or tennis? Which one was harder to miss?
Definitely basketball season. Basketball season was the hardest to miss because that was the time where I really couldn't be there for my teammates for real. That's when I was really like on crutches and in that brace, and I really had to take my therapy serious. I mean, I always take my therapy serious, but that's when I really had it locked down. But
Right.
I was yeah, definitely basketball.
And we
And that
already
would
get,
that
go
and
ahead.
that's
I'm sorry.
definitely that's definitely my favorite season. Even though it's the longest. Definitely the longest, but that's my favorite season to play. Yeah.
So, and we talked about this part before, even during the season. Like, do you ever feel disconnected from your team during that moment?
Of course. Most definitely. Um, honestly, I can't even tell you half the people on the team. I can't even remember their names. And that's sad because I was always there,
Right,
but I wasn't really there. But yeah, it definitely is sad because I like that. I like that community of people.
right.
Yeah. But definitely make sure to get to know them next year when I'm playing.
All right. So, what was the hardest part about your role changing from player to supporter?
Knowing that I can't do anything, knowing that I can't really support my team by being out there on the court, knowing that I just have to sit on the sidelines and watch. That was really my biggest thing. I really hated sitting on the sidelines, but I love supporting you guys. But it was hard mentally. It was challenging because I want to help my team. You know, if they losing, of course I want to be out there with them and lose together. Just kidding. Just win. But it just feels like I'm disconnected, which was hard because I really love that. I really love that team. All my teams, honestly.
I think you could have won 2 championships this year. Um, I think we would have had you for basketball. We probably would have won a championship this year because we needed that dog.
Mm.
I think if you would have played volleyball, y'all would have won a championship this year because when you was playing, y'all was undefeated. Um,
Yes, we were. After I was out, we started losing. We didn't lose when I was in.
mm-hmm. And
Yeah,
that,
and then basketball, we could have won. We could have made it further, very much further
yeah,
than we
but I
did in the.
but I didn't have that dog, and I needed that dog. We had a good team, but we didn't have that dog. Like, because when you was playing, even like last year when you was playing, it was like you was the sixth person off the bench because we had the older girls and stuff. So, but
Mm,
once you got
mm,
in the game, you never came out. So, and you ain't have a problem with that. And that's what I like. That's what I love the best about you is that you knew your role, and no matter when you came off the bench, you still played your hardest. You ain't had no attitude about when you came out and things like that. You really knew how to handle the pressure of me getting on you when you make a couple of mistakes. But my getting on you wasn't about your reaction to the mistake most of the time. And I don't even think I barely even got on you. It was just probably like, well, Madison, watch out for this girl or whatever. Or if it was a miscommunication, like, Madison, y'all two need to talk, stuff like that. Because I never had to
mhm.
worry about what you did after making a mistake or missing a shot or, you know, you always communicated. And so I never had to worry about that. I never had to worry
Right.
about that because you knew what was next. You knew what was next.
Mm.
But the role change from player to an observer is a pressure moment that most parents often miss, right? And a lot of people miss that. Um, that's like you said, that was hard for you. That was a pressure moment for you, and that was hard. So a lot of athletes are used to being known by what they play: volleyball player, basketball player, tennis player. But when you cannot play, you have to see yourself differently. So did this injury put pressure on how you saw yourself as an athlete?
Did it put pressure on how I saw myself? No, I wouldn't say that necessarily. How I see myself as an athlete? No, no. I'm an athlete. I know I'm an athlete, even outside of sports. You know, I have my athletic habits, you know. I've definitely got into some other stuff besides sports since I can't play them. I've definitely been in the gym a lot more, eating healthier. I just have to keep up those athletic habits. But no, it just hasn't put any pressure on me as an athlete because I know I'm an athlete and I'm gonna be an athlete on and off the court and when I get back on the court. So it's never gonna change for me. Nope.
Yeah, I mean, you just answered every other question I was about to ask you. Like,
Well,
did this injury really like teach you anything about who you are outside of sport?
yeah, 100%, 100%. From somebody to playing sports all year round to doing who knows what. But yeah, most definitely. Again, in the gym, I read more often now. Like I got back into that. Sports definitely took up most of my time. So I really had a lot of time to reflect. I meditate, you know. It's
Now you
great.
meditate. Now you
Now I meditate.
meditate. Yeah, because when I'm
Yeah, now
telling y'all to get on the floor and sit down and meditate, y'all were looking at me like I'm crazy. Like, okay.
it's honestly great because it's really like setting me up for next year, like to be better.
Right.
And I feel like I'm not gonna say it's good, but I'm glad I got to experience my injury, honestly. Because it is like a learning moment and a teacher moment, you know? I really grew from it. I'm more disciplined now, you know,
Mm,
and it's really
that's
gonna build for next year.
that's a good thing. That's a good thing being more disciplined on stuff outside of sports. It'll help you be more disciplined in things inside of sports. So that's really good. But to identity, like this part is what we're talking about is called identity pressure, right? And a lot of young female athletes, that part that part can be just as heavy as a physical energy. Injury, right? Um, because a lot of people um connect their self to sports a lot and connect their identity to sports. And when you stop playing, it's hard to find out who you really are outside of sports. And it seemed like you did that. You found out who you really was outside of sports.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you said slowly but surely you're training to come back even stronger, right? That sounds simple, but rehab brings a different kind of pressure. Progress is slow. Nobody sees every rep, and you have to keep showing up without the reward of playing. So what has that pressure been like for you?
Honestly, it's really rough. It's really rough on my mental. But I've definitely been working on it.
Right. So the question was, what has the pressure been like for you as far as rehab and the process of rehab being slow, and doing all the work and not having the reward of you playing. So what has been the hardest part of rehab?
The hardest part of rehab. Honestly, I love rehab. I love being in the gym. I can't even lie to you. I just love being in the gym. I love going to my physical trainer and working out every rep because I know that there is a bigger picture and I'm preparing myself for it. That's all it is. Even though it may hurt in the moments, the bigger picture is just around the corner. You know?
That's a good mindset to have. That's a really good mindset to have. But I know, look, rehab can be all uh, vanilla ice cream and cherries. So what has been the most frustrating part?
Mm, definitely going in one day, doing your thing, and then going in the next day not being able to do it. It's so humbling. It's so humbling. And honestly, you may have more bad days than good days some one week, and then good days and bad days another week. It's all because when you start to, improve past a certain point, it all starts to kind of like blend together. So it's definitely hard to know when you're truly like getting better.
Hmm.
And I feel like not even just me, but like a lot of people get really stuck on that. And they kind of fall into their head about seeing if they're getting better and stuff, but yeah, definitely not knowing if you're getting better.
Okay.
And it's hard
I,
sometimes, but
okay. So, what is one small win during recovery that made you feel like, you were getting closer?
let me think. Recently, being able to jump. Being able to jump from one leg and land on both legs. Or vice versa. Being able to jump. Oh, and it's been a couple weeks though, but being able to start running again. Finally able to run. Kind of sort of like a fast jog.
Right.
Yeah. But it's
Um,
definitely great.
good, good. Well, that's the type of proof you need to um to build your confidence and get you back on track. That's evidence. That's evidence, saying to get your confidence back. So that's good, man. That's good. All right, parents, listen. Here's your second lesson of the day. When your daughter is coming back from injury, confidence does not always come from a motivational speech. It comes from evidence. A better step, a stronger movement, less fear, more trust. One more rehab session completed. One more day where she did not quit on the process. So, do not only celebrate the big return, celebrate the small proof that she's becoming herself again, because those small wins help her believe I'm getting closer. And that belief matters when pressure starts talking. So when athletes come back from an injury, one of the biggest things is trust. Trusting that body again, trusting that movement again. Um,
Right.
Trusting that they can play without thinking about the injury every second. So where are you right now with your confidence?
On like a scale from 1 to 10, I say I'm around 8. I'm definitely getting close. I'm getting close. I can feel it. I'm putting in the effort. I'm working hard. Only good things can come from out of that.
Right,
So,
right.
yeah, definitely 8.
So what puts the most pressure on you right now? Trusting your knee, getting your confidence back, or feeling like yourself again?
I would say, not even. I feel like what puts the pressure on me? Honestly, thinking about how I'm going to be in the future. I swear that's gonna be the death of me. Thinking too far into the future, not knowing where I'll be. Even though I know I'm gonna be okay, my stubbornness is not gonna let me not be okay. I'm gonna be fine, but definitely thinking too far ahead. Where I want to be. I might not be where I want to be in a couple of weeks, but then again, you never know. So you just never know. But that's about it.
Right. So what does come back stronger mean to you?
Come back stronger.
Yeah, what does come
What does
back
that mean?
stronger mean to you?
Basically, just honestly, just being better than what you were before. On a mental level, a physical level, definitely mentally. Because I know it's gonna be hard when I first come back. I know that for a fact. But I've been working on it. And that's all I really work on. And physically, being in the gym, I'm gonna get there. But that's what I think when you say come back even better. Having that strong mental.
And this is important because coming back stronger is not only physical. Sometimes stronger means more patience, more aware, and more mentally locked in. Nobody comes back from something like this alone. So when you were dealing with the pressure of being injured, who helped you handle it?
Who helped me handle it? Definitely my family. Family was always here. They even though they got on me for playing in that sport, they were still here for me. They love me.
I can see your mom
And
now.
oh, she was so mad, but of course she had to be there. She was there.
Yeah.
And definitely my best friend. She was there. She was here more than anybody else. She was here when I couldn't get out of my bed. She was staying nights here on school days just to make sure I was okay.
Mhm.
You know, she was great. She definitely pulled me out of that mental block when it first happened. Very grateful for them.
That's cool. That's great. Is there anything people say that does not really help, even if they mean well?
Mm, you gonna play basketball next year?
Everybody know you go to fucking next. Well, I mean, I asked you that before, and I told you I think you should play. I asked you that after it wasn't because of your knee. It was basically
Yeah.
because I left, right?
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
was asking you that, and I told you no, finish your senior season out and show them who you are, right?
Right. Yeah,
Yes.
but most people, most of the people, yeah. Are you gonna play basketball next year? Are you playing volleyball next year? How about you play? Are you playing what's that sport? Flag football. Are you playing flag football next year?
I know you're like, what? That's how I
I'm
got
like, are
here in
you
the first
serious?
place.
Right. You know, I'd be dumbfounded every time somebody asks me that question.
Oh my gosh. But this is a good reminder for parents that sometimes steady support matters more than trying to rush the athlete's emotions. Right? So hey, that support really matters, people. All right, so one thing I always say is pressure reveals training, right? An injury is a form of pressure. It reveals patience, it reveals discipline, it reveals confidence, it reveals who you are when the season does not go the way you plan. So, what has this injury revealed about you?
What has this injury revealed? That I'm not as strong as I look. And it's definitely tested my patience over and over again. You know, you might be the most level-headed, nonchalant person out there, but once an injury starts mentally hitting you, you gonna get stuck in that. But it's good that you have things to get you out of that, like hobbies and stuff like that. But it's definitely took a toll on my patience, and it's allowed me to reflect, honestly. It's really allowed me to sit here and reflect. But yeah,
So, did it make you appreciate anything more?
it made me it made how do I say this? It made me appreciate the sports that I play.
Mm,
It made me appreciate that I don't have to play every sport in the book to know I'm good at it, to know I'm great at it, honestly. Again, had to reflect a lot. And it just comes to show, like, I really just needed to take a step back from what I was doing because I was doing too much. I was moving too fast. I didn't have to play in that football game. I didn't. I already played 3 sports and I already had those on the line, so there was no reason for me to do that. But it is a good learning opportunity. So, well, I'm not.
okay. So, what do you think you will bring back to your teams that maybe you didn't have before?
That I didn't have or the team didn't have.
That you didn't have before?
What will I bring to the team that I didn't have before? That's a good question. Because I could tell you what I could bring back to the team that the team didn't have before.
That's crazy. Oh my gosh.
But what
Mhm.
didn't I have? I didn't have. I don't know. I feel like I didn't have that that ability to make everybody want to be a dog. Like I feel like I can bring that back now.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
they see me and they see my story and they want to, you know, feel that way too. Cuz I was already a dog before, but like I want to put that into people now.
All right.
So now the whole team could be dogs.
Yeah,
Well, yeah.
because when you get so every time you stepped on the floor, our defensive pressure and everybody defensive level went up. You made
Mhm.
everybody better once you got on the floor because they seen you diving for the ball. They see you, and it just made them want to play better. It just made them want to play better, and our intensity went up. So that's why I think um, last year, if you would have played, you would have been that leader that did what you said you wanted to do now. Um, because we didn't really have that last year. We had seniors, but they wasn't really trying to lead with nobody. And you ain't that type of girl. They joking after they lost, and you like y'all crazy. Like it's time to get back to work. Put all that joking stuff.
Yeah.
So you was always that type of person where we can't be doing all this. So I think your leadership, like I said, I think we would have won a championship last year if you wouldn't have got injured, but not putting that on you, but just
Yeah.
because I know who you are and what type of player you are, I think that would have happened. And I am so like upset that I'm gonna witness it, but I'm not gonna be able to coach it. And that has nothing to do with you. It just had to do with how I seen what was about to come. So
Yeah.
uh, I think that's what I'm going to miss the most about not being there as your coach is not being able to coach you. Is not being able to coach you. So the response part of this story, um, the response part of the story, and what it makes, and that it makes this story bigger than the injury, right? How you
Mhm.
respond to your injury makes it the story bigger than your injury. And that's what it's all about. It's all about responding and how you respond to stuff, right? And again, that's what I teach. I teach you how to respond to something that happens because a lot of us don't know. So I'm gonna ask you this question because yesterday one of my old basketball players I coach, she in college now. She about to graduate. So she called me. She was like, "Coach, I want to take you out to dinner. I mean, out to lunch." Because I miss you and I ain't see you in a while. I said, all right, so we go out to lunch. So we're talking about what I do and stuff. Because she's like, I really like how, what you doing or whatever. So I asked her one question. I said, I do it because as coaches, we tell y'all next play all the time. So I said, did you know what I was talking about when I said next play? She said, no. I said, that's the reason why I do what I do now. Because like, like as coaches, when you mess up, we always tell y'all next play. But half of y'all don't know what next play means. Like next play what? Right? So I'm gonna ask you the same question. When we said next play, did you know what we was talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
Next play. Yeah. Move on. It's okay. That's one turnover. That's 1 point. Get it back.
Okay. All right. All right. Okay. As long as you knew. Because some people they don't and the problem is like some people ain't know. So but the problem is they ain't know because we didn't give them something to do after they mess up. Like we ain't give them my action. Like, okay, she turned the ball over. Now they're like, oh, what I'm supposed to do? So the next 3 plays, they're thinking about the turnover. You see what I'm saying? So we got to know next play, but we ain't telling them what to do. Like, all right, you turn the ball over. So after you turn the ball over, just go get on defense. Just find your man and play defense. So that helps you forget about the play faster because you got a next step to do. You don't got time to be dwelling in your mistake. So I think a lot of athletes like that because she's not the only one I asked that. I asked my client that I have now. She's like, no. If they say next play, I just be like, okay, what? You know what I mean? So I just think as coaches, we need to really explain what the next thing is. And that's the
Yeah.
response. That's the response to it, right? So, and you seem like you're responding well, to your injury. Um, so if another female athlete tore her ACL tomorrow and felt like everything stopped, what would you say to her?
I would say it's definitely a long journey. You gotta take it day by day. That's it. You just gotta take it day by day. There's a bigger picture. Stick to that goal. Getting back to what you used to do. Just take it day by day, honestly, because you will get better. You know. But there's gonna be times when you feel like you're not getting better, but you just gotta keep going. You gotta keep pushing through. Because there is a bigger picture, and that's what your goal is.
So, what would you say to an athlete who feels forgotten while she's recovering?
Who feels forgotten?
While she's recovering.
Feels forgot. Oh, that's tough. What would I say to that person?
Because I know you probably felt that way sometimes.
Yeah. Oh, that's tough. Honestly, I can say a few things. You could, I say, reconnect with some of your players, your teammates, reconnect with them, make sure y'all still good. But if not, honestly, just fill your day with stuff that takes up time. Learn some new things, so when you come back, they'll be upset that or they won't remember that you was forgotten, that they forgot about you. You won't come back even stronger. But yeah, just definitely do stuff for yourself. Don't even worry about that. Just worry about what you got going on. Don't worry about other people and how they feel about you, or how you think they feel about you. Yeah, because that's definitely what I had to do. I've definitely felt forgotten sometimes, especially during basketball season, since it was just so long. Season's so long, but
Basketball season
yeah,
is the longest season. It's always long.
so long.
Mm.
But
So that message matters because some young athletes is going to hear this and they're going to realize that they're not alone. They're not the only one. And some parents is going to hear this and realize their daughter may need more than the recovery timeline. So messages like that really helps other athletes that has been injured to hear from somebody that's been through it. And you just let them know, like, take it one day at a time, and don't worry about being forgotten. Just do something else that gets your mind off of it. Things like that. So that's great, man. That's great. All right, Madison. So we talked about everything serious, some personal stuff, and some really good stuff. But guess what's coming up next? It's the fun fire
what's next?
round. The fun fire round, girl. The fun fire round is next. But before I get to the fun fire round, Madison, before we switch it up, I want to ask you this. When people hear your story, what do you want them to understand about you and the way you are handling this comeback?
What do I want them to understand about me?
Yeah,
I want them to understand.
and the way that you're handling this comeback.
I want them to understand that I'm stubborn, and I'm gonna come back, and I'm gonna come back stronger.
Okay. All right.
And the way that I'm handling it, hey, again, I just take it one day at a time. I see the bigger picture. I'm picturing it, and I know I'm gonna achieve it. I can't not achieve it.
Mm.
I'm gonna get there.
Yeah, and that is powerful because your story is not just about what happened to you. It's about how you are responding to it. Like I said before, and that's the whole thing. All right. So now we're gonna switch it up a little bit. This is the fun fire round. Fire round. So listen, Madison. Quick answers. The first thing that comes to your mind. This is what I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you like I tell everybody else. Don't lose this. Like, don't be the first one on the Underdawgs Voice Podcast to lose this game. All right.
How do you lose this game?
I'm about to tell you how you can lose this game, girl. Look, you got 10 questions, right? You get 2 points if I like your answer. You get 3 points if I love your answer. You get 1 point if I think your answer is okay. You get 0 points if I don't like your answer at all. I'm going back to the old Coach Steve. So you better, Coach Q. So you better.
What? Now, how is that fair? What's this
Because
game
if
you
I
got
don't
me
like your
playing?
answer, you won't get 0 points. Now, here's another thing. Let me see that. All right. So you got a question on here that can just take all your points away and you can lose the game if you say the wrong thing. Yep. There's a question on here where if you say the wrong thing, you can lose all your points. And if you haven't been watching my podcast, you might be in trouble. So you should have studied this fast fire round first. But I'm telling you, you might don't lose this game, Madison. All right, we down.
All right, I'm not gonna lose.
All right,
I'm not gonna lose.
because we down by 20. Hold on, yeah, we down by 20. So don't lose this game. You've been on the sideline for a while. You got to study film and all that stuff. So do not leaves this, or you gonna go down into the Underdawgs Voice Hall of Shame. You ready for the first question?
I'm ready.
All right. Number one, favorite sport to watch?
In-person tennis. On TV, football.
Okay. All right. Okay. Football. Oh my. No, I'm gonna give you two. I'm gonna give you 1 point for that because you said football. And you got injured playing flag football. Get on my nerves. So that's 1 point. We down by 19. So you start,
That's
girl.
Fair.
Come on. All right. Favorite sport to play?
Favorite sport to play?
Mm-hmm.
Tennis.
Okay. All right. I give you 2 points for that. You probably would have got 3 if you would have said basketball. But all right. So that's 3. We down by 17. Volleyball, basketball, or tennis. Which one has the hardest practice?
Tennis, 100%. You wasn't doing nothing for basketball. That wasn't nothing.
What?
That wasn't nothing compared to tennis.
What? Tennis? So tennis practice was harder than my practice?
100%.
What?
Yes. Honestly, you need to watch some tennis practices. 100%.
Oh, okay. All right, okay. I get that to you because you're out there by yourself. All right, I give it to you. You broke my heart on that. I shouldn't give you no points for that. But I give you 2 points for that. Hey, you spoke the truth. Okay, I guess I wasn't really a good. Man, my practices was hard. I ain't trying to hear that. It got on y'all nerves. I ain't even want to do it. Hey, well, I gotta run. All right. What sport makes you the most nervous before a game or a match?
Oh, basketball. Easy. Basketball.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna give you 3 points for that. So we was down. What was we down? 13. Then I gave you 2 points. So we was down 12. So I just gave you 3 points. And now we're down 9. All right, we're down 9.
Right.
Okay. Did I do my math right? Because
I'll take it.
All right. So we're down 9. Your favorite pregame snack?
Ooh, a chocolate protein shake and some kettle chips or some like sun chips.
You know that's a lie.
I swear.
Now it is.
Oh, or a banana. Banana?
No.
That's not.
No, I'm talking about your pregame snack. I mean your pregame snack. Now that's different because if y'all pregame snack was
who was y'all?
Across the street. y'all pregame snack was some wings and fries from America's Best Wings. That's
Stop. I can't say that on here.
All right, I give you 2 points, so we down 7. All right, your favorite athlete?
My favorite athlete? I don't got a favorite athlete. It's hard to put one athlete into a category since they're so different and unique and got so many different characteristics. It's hard to say one. Nah, I don't got.
All right, so
I like athletes. I like people who got that dog in them.
Okay, all right, okay. I'll give you 2 more points for that. So now we're down 5. All right, so this is the question that can take all your points away. So please don't mess up. Favorite pop-up song before a game and the artist that sang it. So you know what I don't like because y'all be like, can you play? And I'll be like, nope.
Nah.
So favorite pop-up song. Mm-hmm.
Well, artists, I gotta go with Drake.
You done.
I'm done?
Yep, you done.
Are you serious?
You know I don't like Drake. You know I would not allow y'all to play Drake in the gym.
Are you serious?
Go, yes, I'm serious. Oh my God, you done lost this game. The Drake's good. All right. I'm gonna give you a chance. To recover from your mistake. So it all depends on your response on this.
Okay.
Old Drake or new Drake?
Old Drake.
Okay, so I give you 1 point. So we down by 4. You lucky. You would have said the new Drake, then the whole game would have been over. So you lucky. All right, I'm gonna give you 1 point for that. So now we down 4. Girl, how you didn't know that?
I didn't know that.
You let
anybody on the ox.
I don't let anybody play Drake. I'd be like, turn that bull crap off.
Everybody be playing all that trap and rap music and all that that YG Tech and all that Baltimore music, that's all they play.
Yeah. That Drake bull crap. All right. So, if you could be fully healthy tomorrow and play one sport first, which one would it be?
Tennis. Because that's the one I really can't play. And I really haven't played it. I haven't played it in like almost a year.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Tennis. Okay. That's 2. So we're down by 2. We got 2 more questions left. One word to describe your comeback.
Ascension.
Okay. All right. I'll give you 2 points. So we're tied right now. We're tied. All right. Last question. And then we got to win the game. All right. One word to describe Madison Matthews.
Ooh. Dog.
Okay. All right. Okay. I'm going to give you 3 for that. All right. So we won by 3. Good job. You lucky on that Drake question, girl. Oh my gosh. You almost lost. Jesus Christ, these kids. All right. So, okay. That's the end of the fire round. Good job. But now, before we get up out of here, I got to get you underdog certified. So I got to ask you my signature underdog question. All right. So, Madison, this question I ask every guest on the Underdawgs Voice Podcast. So, what does being an underdog mean to you, and how do you carry that both on and off the court?
What does an underdog mean to me? Wow, I feel like an underdog, they're quiet. They're not going to boast around being loud about what they're doing. They're going to prove it on the court. They're not going to talk about it until they're up there. And I think that perfectly describes me because, I would say I'm pretty modest. I like to keep it modest, like to keep it humble. I'm not gonna start talking highly about myself until I'm up there, until I know I'm up there. I think that's what an underdog is all about. Proving that they're the best and not just talking about it. They start from nothing and they prove their performance, their their athletic performance and their talent to show that they're number one.
Love it. So this is what makes your story fit this platform, because being an underdog is not just about being overlooked. Sometimes it's about what you do when that thing you love gets taken away for a season. It's about how you carry yourself when nobody sees the rehab, how you show up when you cannot play, how you stay connected to who you are while you're working your way back. This is the pressure-proof part of the story. Not just what happened, but again, how you respond. All right. So, Madison, I appreciate you coming on and sharing your story, because it's bigger than the ACL injury. And this is exactly why I wanted you to come on here. Look, this is about a rising senior, a 3-sport athlete, having her whole athletic rhythm pause and still choose to work her way back. Volleyball pause, basketball pause, tennis pause. But Madison Matthews is not paused. She is rebuilding. She's training. She's learning patience. She's building confidence in a different way. She is learning how to respond to pressure when the game is not even being played. And she is preparing to come back stronger. Parents, especially sports parents, sports moms, this episode is a reminder that pressure does not only show up in the fourth quarter, pressure can show up in a brace, in a rehab season, on the sideline, in silence after your daughter realizes she cannot play. So when your athlete gets injured, do not just track the return date, track the response. Watch her patience, watch her confidence, watch how she talks about herself. Watch whether she still feel connected to the athlete inside her. Because injury tests more than body. It tests identity, it tests belief, and it tests pressure response. And sometimes the comeback starts long before the athlete ever steps back into competition. Madison, thank you for joining us today on the Underdawgs Voice Podcast. Say bye to all the people, Madison.
Goodbye. It was great to be here.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. But listen, people, y'all know every underdog has their day. I'm Coach Q, and that's Eminem. That's what we call him. And guess what? We're out.